Good morning, good morning. It's Toxic Positivity. Brittany J. I've been up for a minute, y'all. I'm still tired though. And Spirit was like, get up, get the message out. So I'm up, y'all. I'm up. Okay, I'm gonna make this quick because it's kind of a long message. I hope I could get it all out in one thing. So somebody needs to hear this. This not really this download came a while ago, and this is a part of my healing journey, but Spirit told me to put it out now. They didn't it's not a download like I normally be doing. But anyway, so as you know, I'm going through a separation. Um so one thing that I noticed that was and is a generational curse that I'm also breaking, that I've broken, was when I told my husband to leave. When he left, I told my son, you are not the man of the house. You're not the man of the house. You are my son, and I'm supposed to be taking care of you. You are a child, so stay a child. You have no responsibilities besides your chores in this house. You're not supposed to help me pay no bills. You're not supposed to protect your sisters. You're not supposed to protect me. I'm supposed to do all those things for you. You're not the man of the house, because people, like I said, they come up and they have this misconstrued attitude. And like I said, I was one of those people. I was in La La Land under these crazy illusions that is supposed to happen. Like, I remember, like, that was like the first thing my dad said to my son. Oh, you're the man of the house. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not the man of the house. There is no man in this house. He's a little boy. He's going to be a little boy until he becomes a grown man. Don't put that on him. You're putting unnecessary pressure on somebody at a very young age. And that does so much damage. So much damage. And that triggers things, and that harbors things in young boys that shouldn't be happening. Because I know there's a lot of single moms out there. So a perfect example, and this is kind of like, it's not a trigger, but this is something that traumatized my husband, that I tried to help him heal from, because his mother was very fucked up. And she even admitted this in front of a group of us, and I had to set her straight. Like, she looked at my husband, as her boyfriend, and her other son as her husband. I was like, are you crazy? I was like, that's the most unhealthy thing I've ever heard of in my life. And I said this to her, and I'm like, that's that heyoka in me, because if I see injustice, if I hear stuff that's ridiculous or whatever, I'm going to speak on it. I'm not just going to let stuff like that slide. Like, that's mad unhealthy. You should not feel that kind of way about your children, let alone let them know that that's how you feel about them. Like, that's some psycho shit right there. So, needless to say, after she said that to me, our relationship pretty much changed and went downhill after that. So yeah, even on our wedding day, at our wedding dinner, she says, "Oh yeah, he's still my boyfriend," and I'm like, you know what? She's probably right. That's why we're not together no more. But anyway, that was just a side note. But that was something that he still had in him, and he did not heal from. He didn't want to let it go. And I know there's a lot of men going through that. A lot of men that are still trying to heal from that childhood trauma. So then, also on my end, I had to check myself, because I was also continuing a generational curse, because I was relying too much on my daughter. And this is what happens to women, young girls who are in a single parent home. They become the dad unknowingly, unknowingly, because we can rely on our daughters, because they're so independent, they're so strong, because they're most likely like their mom. So I noticed I was putting too much on my daughter. Like, she was just absorbing too much. Like, okay, mommy, I need you need help with this, you need help with this. And she's always been that way, even before I became a single mom, but it just increased. So I noticed, and this is another thing, like, it's just so many layers to it. It's so crazy. Like, my son, And this is one thing that, like we say, when we get older, like the men don't know how to help us. They're so useless, da 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 da, because we don't force them. And I'm not saying forceful in a bad way, but I'll ask my son to do something and he'll do it like half-ass. And then he'll do it half-ass, and I'm like, you know what? Just forget it. I'll just ask your sister to do it because I know she's gonna do it right. We need to stop doing that. We need to redirect and correct that. Like, if you ask your son to do something, be on him, not too harsh, but be on him to make sure it's done properly. Because no matter what, he's gonna grow up, and you want him to be that kind of man that somebody can rely on, that he can rely on himself, but that other people can rely on too. So that's why, another reason why there's so many men that are growing up and you can't rely on them, because nobody, if you don't have the man in the house that is an example, and then you just letting the daughters do everything and the son don't do nothing, and then they grow up like, oh, these men, they ain't worth nothing, they ain't doing nothing. So I balance them out. Like, anything I ask my daughter to do, I ask my son to do. Like, I even it out, because I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna put so much on my daughter and not put so much on my son. At the same time, I'm not gonna make them also responsible for the household. Like, I want them to be able to be helpful, but not do everything. Like, I don't want them to be like, oh yeah, they gotta worry about making money and all that stuff. So, with that being said, like, I do ask a lot of them, because I'm like, you guys are my teammates right now, because I don't have a teammate. So I try to balance it out, but I do spoil them when I can. Like, I don't just, work them, work them, work them, or expect from them, expect from them, expect from them, and then they don't get rewarded. My kids are spoiled. They love sushi. So I spoil them with sushi. Sushi in the movies. So they got bougie taste. But I'm just saying, like, we have to appreciate our kids. Like, we shouldn't be keeping this cycle going, as far as like the double standard, or like leaning more on our daughters, or expecting less of our sons, and treating our sons like they're our husbands and our boyfriends. Like, that shit is just crazy. And treating our daughters like they're a mini version of us. We need to like disconnect that all together. Like, we have to work on that and not keep that cycle going. Like I said, I'm not perfect. Like, I'm still working through this. But these are things I've noticed. So if you notice it, you have to make changes. You have to make adjustments. Don't keep that narrative going. You know what I mean? Like, I just noticed those things. I don't want to make this video too long. Those are the points that I wanted to make. I'm glad I made them. I hope I made them. I hope it's understood. Uh, but yeah, it starts with our kids. Like, they're gonna be taking over, and we have to get out of this whole mindset of the craziness that we've been doing for decades and centuries right now. Okay, so I'm gonna make another video after this. So I'm gonna post this one. Like, share, subscribe, comment if you've been through this, if you're healing from this, if you're not healing from it, if you made these changes, let me know. I hope this helped somebody. It helped me. Um, I just hope you liked the video. I hope you're liking the content. I'm enjoying making the content. So just thank you, and I love you guys. Good morning.